Welcome to Vac News, the video channel for industrial vacuum applications. My name is Wolfgang Wieland. I would like to present today the Is-11 Vac Pro 16 series. Is-11 Vac Pro 16 are almost identical units. Here is an example of the Vac Pro 16 unit. The Vac Pro 16 signifies that these units are produced in large quantities but have a limited amount of options, whereas the Is-11 units, and this is one unit of the Is-11 family, are produced in smaller quantities but have a large amount of options which you can choose from. I'm frequently asked, what is it that makes the quality and the performance of the Vac Pro 16 or the Is-11 units? Well, the answer is quite simple. It's just industrial quality that you can see here. This is steel metal sheet, very solid, very robust. Even if there's a little accident, the unit will not break down immediately. We have a 50 liters collection container which can be taken out with a lifting device. I will show you that in a minute. And of course we have the chassis with the industrial caster wheels, and which allows me to move the unit very easily on an industrial surface. Of course also with brakes here, so that the unit won't move during operation. And as I told you, the lifting device here is very easy to operate. You just lift this lever here, and then you can take out the container, which has its own wheels. And inside the container you can actually insert a plastic bag so that the suction material which will be in the bag can then be taken out and thrown away in a bag. I'd like to show you a few details of the unit. Let's start with the unit to my right, your left, the Vac Pro 16, which is the basic unit really of this family, of this product family, or the Is-11, which is almost the same unit as I already said. Well, the Vac Pro 16 is a single phase unit. We have a 3.6 kilowatt single phase suction head here on top. And this, by the way, is always the configuration of all Vac Pro 16 and Is-11 units. We have always the suction head on top, either single phase or three phase, as you can see here. And then below we have the filter compartment with the main filter inside. I will show you the main filter in detail a little bit later. And below the filter compartment we have the collection container, 50 liters as I already said. You can see the lifting device, I showed you that, the chassis, and let's take a look at the back. We have here the suction inlet, DN50 2-inch for the Vac Pro 16 units. The Is-11 units would have here a DN60 60 suction inlet. We have here a practical container for suction tools. You can put suction nozzles in here. The cable, as you can see here, is usually arranged like that around this handlebar here, and the suction hose is usually put around the unit so that you can transport it in an easy and very practical way. An important detail is the air shock filter cleaning device, which you can see here. All Vac Pro units are equipped with the air shock filter cleaning device. During operation, I will show you that once again a little bit later, we can open this flap here, which has a pneumatic cleaning effect for the main filter, which is really very, very effective. I will show you that a little bit later. As I said, I would like to show you the filter a little bit more in detail. If you come a little bit closer, you can see. For this I will take down the suction head, which is very easy. Here we go. And now if you take a look, you can see the filter from the clean side, from the top. You can actually see here the filter spacers, which are inserted into the pockets of the filter. And as these are really designed as filter spacers and are quite stiff, the pockets themselves are always tight and stiff, which is necessary to get a good cleaning effect. Many units on the market don't have this, or have just very soft mats or something like that in here, and then of course the filter cleaning won't work very well. Let's also take a look at the filter from below. I'll take down the collection container for this, and it's very easy to tilt the unit. Now you can see here from below the filter pockets actually, and as you can see they're really completely stiff, and when the air shock is active they will open up and the dust which is here on the outside of the filter will actually fall away. This is necessary to get a good cleaning effect. Now of course they're all together because I have tilted the unit, but during operation there will be always this space here in between the pockets, so that the air and the dust in the air can distribute evenly on the whole surface, on the complete surface of the filter. Now what we have here is the Is-11 SV. SV stands for three-phase operation, and you can see here one of the options. I mentioned that the Is-11 series can be equipped with a large number of options. This here is actually a sieve inlet. I will show you that. You can see here the metal sieve at the bottom, which is designed for metal chips and liquids. The chips will be retained by the sieve, and the liquid can then be discharged with this very simple and practical flexible hose. On top we have of course a three-phase vacuum pump which has more vacuum power, more suction power than the single-phase pump, and has therefore a little bit more performance even than the single-phase unit. Last but not least, the VacPro 16 multi-pack. You can see that from here to here is the identical unit than the VacPro 16 in its basic form, and below we have this conical collection container, and below the collection container this bag here, and this is a little bit complicated to explain. We have a special video which explains the multi-pack unit in detail. If you're interested in this, please refer to that video. Well, I suppose you would now like to see the unit in action. We will do that in a minute. Before that, just a word or two about suction tools and suction hoses. You can see here 4 different types of suction hoses. This here actually is the standard hose, PE, and we would also always recommend this hose for standard applications because it is lightweight and also very, very flexible, which is good for the operator as it is easy to use. Less flexible, but much more resistant to wear is the PUR, polyurethane hose here on my right, on your left. Then a little bit better still, really the best hose, if you would like, if I can say so, is the rubber hose, but it's already quite heavy and not at all flexible. And then we have here the metal hose, which we would only recommend for hot suction materials or hot gases. Very important are also the suction nozzles. You can see here a small variety of different nozzles. Much more nozzles are available, and it is always very, very important. Please, you should not try to underestimate that. It's very important to choose the right suction tools, the right suction nozzle. Only then will the suction work be really effective. What you can see here are 2 different types of floor cleaning nozzles, really high-tech nozzle and a more simple one, and then different brushes and rubber lips and metal lips for various applications. As I said, a large variety of suction nozzles are available. What is also very, very important, and this really is also a feature which distinguishes an industrial vacuum cleaner from a normal vacuum cleaner, is that the connection pieces here can turn, are pivotable. And this is important because if you don't have that, I will demonstrate that to you. Let me just show you. If you don't have that, the hose can easily be in this terrible situation, which is always very annoying for the operator, because he then has to go back and undrill the hose. If you have the suction connection pieces which can turn, what will happen is this. Take a look. As I pull on the hose, the drills have gone, and you can start working again normally. With the connection pieces which can turn, what you just saw will never really happen, because no matter where I go, no matter how I turn as an operator, the hose will always remain in this situation as it is now. Let's take a look into the collection container to see what we actually extracted today. As you can see, the collection container is, I would say, about a quarter full. So that's probably about 15 liters of suction material, which we just extracted in a very short time span. I hope the video was interesting for you. That's all for today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again at the next VacUse video. Thank you and bye-bye.